Hey everybody, Alex Spellman here to recap everything that happened over in London and the World Championships. First and foremost, however, I would like to make sure that you are aware that we only have 2.5 more days before the end of my raffle. Remember, there's a lot of items on offer here. If you haven't seen them, we have the grand prize, which is 21, 22 signatures, all the best North Americans minus a few, and special Dimitri Vandenberg, the only person I was able to catch to get on there. But in any case, cool prize here. We have the practice board that Stowe and I used at our Airbnb to get ready for Worlds. Brand new board, as far as I'm aware. So great value there, even if you don't care about the signatures. On the back side, that it was used during the World Championship practice sessions. But also there's the Spellman 9 bathroom 9 darter, which I guess we'll talk about in a little bit. We've got kind of a little fun little package. If you couldn't be at Worlds to collect some items, you have a little green hat you put on. It's got the green fuzziness, and you've got some, not some tidy whiteys, but some tidy greenies, I guess is what you would call them. And then like the actual program for the tournament itself, signed on the outside by Stowe and I, and then on the inside next to our, I guess, our little player bios, we signed that section too. Then you have my soft tip darts. I've never used them, or sorry, I've never used them. I've they're the only set I've ever used, so I've never not used these. I guess I don't know what I was trying to say there, but anyway, only set I've ever owned. So that means that, geez, I cannot talk today. That means that I use them in both of my ESPN championships. So some good little history there. Has the 9 darter that I hit, and it also are the darts that I used to hit the wrong triple that I thought and my teammates thought won us the international team event in Hong Kong. So there's some good history, and I don't want to call it bad history because I nailed it, but some uh, not so good history. Um, then you have the first set of black darts I ever used. A lot of good wins with that. Set the modus record, all that kind of stuff. Then you have big pile of my flights. You got the ESPN jersey. So last year I gave away the first win. This one is the second win. It's also the match worn jersey for the U.S. Masters and my Modus stuff. Signed set of Ashley Ritchie darts, who she was gracious enough to donate to the cause for. And then obviously all the other things down there. So you've only got 2.5 days to contribute. We've had a lot of you contribute, which is great. It's helping me. It's helping the pair of darters. I think we have over 1,800 entries, which is awesome. Now, keep in mind it's only $1 an entry, but still, if you haven't jumped in, get in there. There's a lot of prizes to win, and I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to look for you guys have been so awesome. I'm trying to find something else I might be able to throw in there. I don't know if I will, but pretty much everything I got is already in there. So anyway, I'm sure you don't care about this anymore. Let's come back to me, and we can kind of start talking about London and everything. So, I thought I'd be a lot more anxious and nervous leading up to this, but honestly, I wasn't. I was trying not to think about it at all, in fact, because I felt like if the more I planned and the more I thought about it, the worse it was going to be for me, especially someone that doesn't drink. And I can sometimes have anxiety through the roof. As some of you have seen, my baseline, where I don't even really notice any kind of stress or anything, is me sitting there shaking like that. So just imagine how bad it gets if I do, get to a high level of anxiety and whatever. But all I focused on was letting my wife have a good time. So I let her kind of plan all the stuff she wanted for the first couple days, and then the days following, it was going to be my time to get ready. So we got there, shared a room with Stowe, Crystal, his wife, David Garfinkel, Mark Fair, and some of Stowe's buddies. Uh, Brian Herbert, a couple guys. Helped save a lot of money for us because obviously we had to be there for quite a while. But uh, anyway, so first couple days, we went around, took a bus tour to make sure we got to see everything. Uh, I kept trying to encourage Jessica to take the trains and the buses because, man, those are cheap, but she doesn't like those. So we spent a whole lot more on Ubers than I wanted to, but you know what? She had an amazing time, so that's all I care about. Got to see the London Eye. I was very proud of Jessica for actually going up into it and braving that. Big Ben, uh, the palace. We saw everything. The London Museum was probably my favorite. Tons of Egyptian artifacts in there. Wanted to go to the Natural History Museum. We didn't get to, so I'm saving that for next time. Took a bus tour that took us out to Stonehenge and out to Bath, and that's really what she enjoyed. I enjoyed it as well. So the next time we go out there, if we get there a couple days early, I know where she wants to go. She loved Bath, and so that's probably where I'm going to take her. But yeah, lots of great food. I know the food hasn't been my favorite in some of the other places. Not that it's bad; it's just repetitive. But London was excellent. My favorite was this place called the Kentucky Grill. So obviously it had some like American food, but the burgers were amazing. Just everything was good. It was my comfort food. That's what I ate the day that I got ready, to go play. Um, but kind of leading up to the event, obviously we need to get some practice in. So one of the nights I got invited to practice with Stowe and Scott Williams. Went really well. We played just kind of a best of 3 sets, best of 5 legs. I got, I think Scott got Stowe 2-0 or something like that, maybe 2-1. I can't remember. I got Scott 2-1. Stowe got me 2-1. Then Stowe got Scott 2-0, and then I got Scott 2-0. So, and I think that's all I played that night. But hey, Scott's in the the what is it, the top 16, top 8, I forget, I think it's top 16, but of the worlds. So he's obviously playing well, but I'm up 4 sets to 1 on him at this point. So didn't do me no good in my first round match. A couple nights later, we met up with same guys, so Stowe, Scott Williams, and this time we added Rob Cross in. Another great night. Had my first match of the night. Got to play Rob Cross. We were just playing like best of 5 legs, and then loser falls off, winner stays on. Actually beat Rob the first set. First game of the night was a 14 darter. Next 2 legs, I think I missed a dart at like a 15. He took out both. Went up 2-1. Fourth leg, I took out 80, double 20, first 2 darts to tie it up with him on a finish. Then last leg, he hits a 1-6-2 to set up a finish, but I take out the 72 and 2 to have him go sit down and take a break for a little bit. Played Scott Williams, got him 3-0. Played Stowe, I think I got him 3-2. Played Rob again. This time he got me 3-1. It was another good match, but or no, actually that's wrong. That second match was bad for both of us. But he got me 3-1. Came back on, played Scott, got him 3-0 again. So I'm actually up 6-1 in sets on Mr. Scott right now. Just saying. But again, did me no good. So, damn it. Got to play. I can't remember if I played Stowe again. But got to play Scott, or Jesus. Got to play Rob one more time, and he got me 3-1 that time. A lot better match. Missed some doubles, and he didn't. Then I took a break. I got tired, so Stowe kind of took care of business from there. I feel like Rob and Scott are tired of losing to us Americans by now. They don't want to see us anymore. But anyway, really great practice. And yeah, just kind of took it easy the rest of the time. So the day before, I didn't really do too intense a practice or anything like that. Just kind of threw at the home. We had it was very small place that we were staying, as far as like hallways and places to actually put up a board. But right next to our room, there was a bathroom door. So we just kind of hung the board on the back of the bathroom door. And so that's where the bathroom 9-darter came from. Was feeling really good. I technically count it because while I was keeping score in my head, I did start from 501, go 180, 180, 141. So I did hit my fourth practice 9 darter, or well, I guess third practice 9 darter, and one I had against a person online here, Martin Toffer. But anyway, fourth 9 darter, which was pretty cool, uh, gave me a lot of confidence heading in to the next day. Uh, so we got to hang out at Worlds a couple days before, so I got to kind of get a feel for the room. Honestly, I felt like there was more people at MSG, but Ali Pali was 10 times louder. Uh, but it honestly like kind of helped me like settle in. Like this isn't that big. Like it's not like it's a massive arena and there's 100,000 people in there. Like it felt familiar. So that helped me settle in even more. Uh, Got to see all of our guys play. I wasn't able to see Stowe play the first night. Unfortunately, initially we were, but then we told we might not be able to have tickets. And so since we were under the impression we were going to have tickets, Jessica booked the bus tour that took us to like Bath and Stonehenge and all that stuff. And then we found out that maybe we could actually get in, but by then we had non-refundable stuff, so we had to go do that. But unfortunately for Stowe, obviously he came up short, but he had a lot of obligations leading into it. Didn't get a lot of good practice. Didn't get a chance to get a feel for the arena. So that's just it is what it is. I got a little more fortunate that I had time to acclimate and get practice in and all that. It was great to be there to support all the guys, but obviously I was mostly focused on what I had coming up. A lot of people when they start warming up for their matches and things, they kind of go into the back room. They're alone. And I kind of don't like that. Like I feel like that allows me to just hyper focus on what's coming up, and that can cause some elevated stress. So as you guys have probably seen at some other tournaments or even at MSG, or Sally Kelly can attest at the Continental Cup, I tend to like kind of talk and interact with the people in the front row. As soon as I get up to the line, I'm hyper focused. I'm only worried about what I'm doing there. But as soon as I'm off the line, I can kind of switch off, chat a little bit. And again, as soon as I walk back up to the line, I'm focused again. So I don't think it disrupts my flow. I don't think it affects my quality of play. And so that's what I kind of did warming up back in the players' room. I just kind of practiced on the board that was in the public area, and then sat and chatted with everybody, and then got up and practiced. And I just didn't take it very serious. To me, if you treat any one tournament as being more important than another, it just adds pressure. It's already hard enough to win. You don't need the extra pressure. So I treat everything like I treated Worlds like it was a CDC event or an ADO event or me just practicing against Dart Connect here. That's all I can really do. If you treat everything the same, then it makes it a lot easier to perform the same. I got to have kind of a special guest. I'm not going to name drop him unless he wants to call himself out, but there was a guy that messaged me my first stint on Modus where I lost, and apparently I lost him some money, and he sent me some hate mail. And I don't take it personal. It's like, yeah, I did suck. I watched. I was there, and we just kind of, I don't know. I guess he saw that I wasn't taking it serious, and that I wasn't going to be nasty and dirty with him and all that kind of stuff. And over a couple months, just chatting about darts, he kind of turned around. Now he's like one of my biggest fans and all that stuff. So kind of to reward him for, kind of turning around and actually being a really cool guy. I had a free extra ticket, so I invited him along. He ended up being a really cool guy. But yeah, so it pays, to own up to your stuff a little bit. But like I said, really awesome guy. Really glad I got to meet him, and glad to give him, a cool experience. Especially, I didn't suck. That would have been the worst to invite him along and then me be trash. So, but yeah, so obviously now we're getting into the start of the World Championships. Again, I was surprisingly feeling pretty comfortable. Went to the back room to bull up, and I just kind of went in there with a smile. I didn't want to be super serious and focused because I felt like that might cost some extra little like tense ups because, I wanted to win the bull. Now, there's some strategy there because it's, I felt like maybe I get out of the blocks a little slow as I try to get comfortable and settle in. And so I'm thinking maybe I don't want to win the bull. Maybe I want to. I don't want to struggle on my throw. So maybe it's better if he wins the bull, and I kind of get in my groove, in my set, win that, and then try to carry that momentum and break him in one of his sets. But if you start trying to play those games, it just makes it's just too much mental power there. So I decided to just win the bull. Um, Stephen Phillips and I had a bull up in league just like a week or two prior where it just seemed like we threw about 15, 20 darts all, okay, maybe not 20, but it was a lot. Uh, just all singable, 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 singable. And it prepared me for Joyce because I feel like we threw about 10 darts before I finally hit, I broke the 25 streak and hit the double and got the throw. Uh, I still had some time, so I just went back out and sat with everybody and practiced. And once they called us up to get ready to go, we went. Uh, you got to snake all through some back roads, not back roads, but like back hallways and things to get to where we needed to be. And I think I went on first. Yeah, I went on first. So you're just kind of sitting. They have like another little practice room just to just for the two players about to go on. Um, but asked us if we were ready to go. I was. So we started to walk out. There was two things that were kind of unknowns, right, as I was walking out there. That was one, were they actually going to use my walk-on song? Because I know it's a mashup of Metallica's Sad But True and Stevie Wonder's Superstitious. And if you haven't heard it before, I think I honestly like it better than the original songs for either one of them. Look it up on YouTube. It's Sad But Superstitious. It's awesome. Uh, I wanted some upbeat. I used to use some other Metallica songs, but I wanted some upbeat, something that the crowd could have fun with, but also was familiar with. And it worked because when I got on stage and my song's playing, everybody was singing it. But they didn't confirm or deny whether they were going to use it or not, so I had no clue if that was going to be playing or if it was just going to be something generic. Fortunately, they played my song. Uh, walking down the rows, high fiving. One guy tried to like literally grab my arm, but I didn't care. I'm a big, strong guy. I just ripped it back out from him. Uh, Gave Jessica a kiss. I didn't know who was going to be after Jessica, but I already told myself whoever's after Jessica, I'm going to try to give them a kiss, a fake one. But still, Sean Green happened to be that guy. So if you didn't catch it before, go watch the recap. There is someone that uploaded it on YouTube. I don't know if I should share that video, but if someone else wants to share it, I didn't have anything to do with it. But my match is on YouTube. If you just search, Spellman 2024 World Championships, whatever. But at the beginning, you'll see that I go in for the kiss and then I pull back and then Sean goes in for it. So I feel bad that I let him down there and led him on a little bit. But when I got on stage, I got the second part of what I was wondering. And as some of you may or may not know, Russ Bray, this is his final event calling. So I didn't know who was going to be my caller, but I was really hoping it was going to be him. And fortunately, I got up there, started shaking hands, and I saw that I did, in fact, get Russ Bray. My only thought was I need to hit at least 180. I need to get at least one Russ Bray 180 call before he retires, So, but anyway, so we just kind of start warming up. I will say that I genuinely don't understand why players don't like the crowd booing or whistling or whatever. And the reason I say that is, so right at the start of my walk on, they're booing me. But I don't care. I'm not taking it personal. It's like, yeah, come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I'm not taking it personal. I'm not paying any attention to it. It doesn't matter to me. So when you're on stage, all the sound is behind you. Like it just becomes white noise after a while. Like if people were booing me or whistling, and I'm told that they were, I genuinely had no clue. If anything, there's volume swells. So as soon as you hit the 2 trip 20s and then that third trip for a 180, obviously that swell of sound, it's 100 times louder than what it was at MSG. But again, it's just like a volume swell. But it's still a lot of white noise. I'm not paying attention to the crowd. I'm paying attention to the board in front of me. So I don't get it, but everybody's different, obviously. But I don't really know what there is to really say about the match. I came out really well, even with a missed dart. I had a second turn was trip 20, and then a bounce out, not a bounce out, it bounced and then got stuck between the two darts. Uh, it things actually, and that reminds me. So before the match, you kind of they give you like 5 minutes to go up on stage and kind of get a feel for it while they're cleaning up in between the sessions. And I can say that my first turn ever on the Alley Pally stage was a 41. But my second turn was a 180. So that was fun. That was cool. But anyway, back to the match. Everything was feeling good. Uh, my three warm up throws on the stage were something like 140, 137, 136. Like it was feeling good. First turn, 55. But then I followed it up with the 120 with the bounce out. But came out strong with a 14 darter, a 15 darter. But I'm saying 14 because I had the one bounce out. Next leg another 15. Next leg is 16. So almost averaged 100 for the opening set. My first time on stage. I was surprisingly really comfortable. Looking back on it, I think I was so hyper focused that I didn't notice. I probably was a little stressed. You could see the shaking in the hand and all that stuff. But um, I didn't mentally. I was good. I didn't. I was very confident, feeling really good. Uh, when you go off stage, they just have like a little trailer in the back. It's just, I mean, it's maybe if you cut my room in half right here, it's probably just this, probably a little smaller, just to kind of gather your thoughts. Whatever. They have a restroom if you need it. But then you go right back up on stage. I was going to stay on stage, but I was like, I don't want to be the weirdo that just stays up here. Everybody else goes off. So I just walked off with them. Uh, but anyway, we came back out. First leg, I missed a double 10. It felt good. I don't know how I missed it by that much. I probably, when turn the shoulder in when I shot. I'm not really sure. Missed a 128 for a 12 darter, and he took out the 128 on the bull. And from that point, we kind of battled back and forth for the next 4 or 5 legs, and then something just kind of, the 128 in my opinion, it was the turning point. If I come out of the break his throw with a 12, especially in that set where I went down 2-0 and then made it 2-2, I think that set goes a lot different, and I think I may come out ahead on that. Who knows? But that 128 seemed to start building his confidence and his momentum, and he started playing a whole lot better. My consistency, I couldn't be happier with. 98, 98, 98 across the first 3 sets. The problem is that the 98 in the third set was not me going 140 like big shots. It was just me 100, 96, 100, 96. And then if I did hit like a 50, then I'd follow it up with a 140. But I just wasn't. I was good. I wasn't great. I was consistent. I was keeping myself in most of the legs, but I wasn't really doing enough to combat his 140s and 180s. I got him comfortable, and then I kind of helped prop him there because I wasn't really threatening his throw. If I pop in a 140, 180, have a big finish, maybe I kind of break that spell. But for some reason, I just couldn't do it. In the last set, I think I only averaged an 82, but that was kind of he's still not missing. And I wouldn't call it panic darts, but you get to a point where you kind of got to change something. You got to start forcing something, And so I started doing that. I started catching a little bit more 5s because I started trying to. I kept my darts felt great, but I kept missing high by a little bit when normally I like to miss low. And so you start trying to drop it and kind of push it flatter, and I kept catching the treble 5 because of it. So a little bit of sloppy darts, but they were purposefully sloppy, or there was purpose behind that slop, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm not upset. Like I said, for my debut, quality wise, average wise, whatever you want to say, obviously it doesn't win matches, but what it does do is build confidence for future. It was the best performance by an American ever on that stage, and I feel like I could be better. And I think people watching me know I could be better. So it just gives me a lot of confidence going forward. It's obviously the support and everything is great. I'm not upset about it. I'm not sad about it. I don't feel like it's going to be my last time there. And if it is, that was a hell of a good way to come in and go out. Really wish that maybe I had a more favorable draw. As soon as I saw the draw, if you follow the FDI on Twitter, they do like a lot of darts ratings and all that kind of stuff based on current form, a lot of data behind it. and they had Ryan Joyce rated as high as 14th, 13th best player in the world, and I'm getting him as a non-seeded player because he's ranked outside the top 32. Um, so I knew it was going to be tough. It wasn't a surprise that he won. Now, it wouldn't have been a surprise if I won, at least not to me. I know people were calling me delusional that I said that if you put any opponent in front of me and I play well, I feel like I'm going to win. And I feel like I proved that I could make that happen. I didn't make it happen this time, but I could. So I don't think I'm delusional. I'm just confident. Uh, I'm realistic. I know that I'm supposed to lose that match. Uh, so anyway, uh, the hardest part of playing in those things is I don't have anything to prove to myself. But what I do want to do is I want to prove to the people behind me that I can play. I can really do this. But not just me. That North Americans as a whole can do it. We all struggled a little bit. Matt obviously had a great run and struggled against Luke, but we're really damn good now, and we're going to start showing it more and more and more, and I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, I've got to cut this. I got a doctor's appointment to run to now that I'm finally home for first time in forever. Um, but I appreciate all of you for supporting. Me, North American Darts, all the guys that were also over there. Um, you know, 10 years ago, it was nothing but negativity towards our players. It's Larry and Darren would go over, and it would just be like, "Oh, why are we still sending the same old people?" Look, they did their best, obviously, but there was a lot of negativity, which sucked. I'm not gonna lie, it made me never want to play on that stage because it was a lose-lose situation. I go up there and win. I felt like the feedback was like, "Oh, he got lucky," or "The other guy sucked." Uh, you know, you've heard that before with some of our North American players beating their guys. Uh, but I don't know. The overwhelming support by everybody in the community has been awesome. I'm sure there's some negativity out there, but who cares? I don't know. It's been really awesome. It's been a great experience. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year, or well, this rest of this year. I got 2 days, but you know, the next year. I'll have another video just kind of quickly talking about what's coming up for me and plans and all that kind of stuff before I head out for Q School on the 5th. So look out for that. But anyway, I appreciate you guys, and let's see what happens. And I was going to say, let's go somebody, but we're all out of the World Championships at the moment. So I hope no one wins. If a North American can't win, then who cares? But anyway, guys, thank you very much. Don't forget the raffle. You got 2.5 days. We'll do that live on Monday. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see who gets what and who gets me as a partner at an upcoming tournament. Obviously, we'll have to figure out how to schedule that. Prizes will be transferable. Like, let's say you win a prize, but you know somebody that would really want it. That's fine. You want it. You can do whatever you want with it. But maybe we can coordinate some like shipping stuff. Speaking of shipping is not required by anyone that wins anything. However, because that'll kind of come out of the overall funds, it'll be appreciated to kind of help maximize what gets donated. So, again, thank you guys. Look forward to what's coming next, and hope you guys had a great Christmas and have a happy New Year. See ya.